he says, I have a confusion where there is mentioned in the Quran in 3 locations. Once in Surah Al-Ma'arij, Allah describes that the length of the day of judgment, the day of judgment is 50,000 years. And in 2 other places in the Quran, Allah says that a day at the side of Allah is equivalent to 1,000 years of what we know. So he says, I know there's no confusion and no contradiction in the Quran, so what to do with these 2 days? First of all, there is never a contradiction in the Quran and the authentic Sunnah. This is not possible, because all is from Allah Azza wa Jal. And if it were from any other than Allah, you would have found contradictions, and a lot of it. So this point you have to get it out of the way. There is no possible contradiction in the Quran or between the Quran and the authentic Sunnah. So where does the contradiction come? It comes from your own whims and desires, from your own intellect, from your own visual deception or understanding. When you see a pen in a glass of water and you look at it and you see it as if it's broken, and it's not. So it's your eyes fooling you. It's your ears fooling you. It's your understanding fooling you. Secondly, you have to understand that your belief in Quran compels you to take it and understand it and believe in it unconditionally. And this is what the companions did. May Allah be pleased with them. A man came to Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhuma. Who's Ibn Abbas? He is the cousin of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. Okay, what else? He's the one whom the Prophet prayed for and say, oh Allah, teach him the understanding of the Quran. Grant him fiqh in the religion, and grant him understanding and the interpretation of the Quran. So he was by far one of the greatest scholars of the companions. A man came to him and asked him, Allah mentioned that a day is equivalent to 1,000 at the side of Allah Azza wa Jal from among the years you count. A day is equivalent to 1,000 years. One day is equivalent to 1,000 years. So Ibn Abbas asked the man, what about the verse where Allah says that a day is equivalent to 50,000? Now the guy came to ask about the one day equals 1,000. Ibn Abbas brought up another ayah where a day is equivalent to 50,000. So the man said, hey, I'm asking you. That's why I'm here. Ibn Abbas himself said, these are 2 days that Allah mentioned in His Quran, and Allah knows about them. He was so afraid of talking about the Quran without knowledge. And he is who? He is Ibn Abbas, Abdullah ibn Abbas, the cousin of the Prophet ﷺ, and one of the greatest scholars of all the companions. Which shows you that when it comes to the Quran, one has to refrain from casting doubts or talking without knowledge. But if you go to the books of tafsir, you will find that a lot of scholars talked about this. And they said, you understand the Quran from the hadith. And the hadith explains to us that the 50,000 years is referring to the day of judgment. So the length of the day of judgment is as 50,000 years of our counting. Though at the side of Allah it's a single day. Everything is done and finished. But if we as humans were to count it in our times, it would have taken 50,000 years to end. And the rest of the 2 verses talking about one day is equivalent to 1,000, which is a day where Allah Azza wa Jal takes care of the affairs of the universe, where Allah's commands descend from the heavens to the earth and then goes back again. And we were told in a hadith that the distance between the heavens and the earth is a journey of 500 years in our calculations. So 500 years going down, 500 years going up, this is 1,000. But at the side of Allah, it's a day. It's just nothing. It's so fast and quick. It is just a period of time. So the days at the side of Allah Azza wa Jal to us differ. From the day of judgment, 50,000 years, to the other days which are business as usual, and this is equivalent to 1,000 years, and Allah knows best.